but it's closed. Kingman, as well as Sleeping Beauty, have pieces in the Smithsonian Museum. These are collectors' turquoise pieces. They are the beautiful blue that we know and love, the sky blue. However, you will see veining in this. And this is indicative of that mine. And to have pieces as big as these pieces and that you get for under $100 is phenomenal, phenomenal. Marty Cobal, who is now running the mine, is the grandson of Cobal, who actually bought the mine and started sourcing this beautiful turquoise. But that mine is not something that, the Kingman mine is something that they just didn't discover, you know, in 1960s or 50s, I can't remember now, I have to look that up. But this is a prehistoric mine. It dates way back. Indians were mining there forever and ever and ever, and before them, this is a prehistoric mining space. As a matter of fact, when Marty's grandfather went in and found, actually went in and found this mine in, our modern times, he found this ancient kind of trove, and where he found the tools that the Aztec Indians used to carve and get the turquoise out of the rock, which is incredible. Now, I'll show you it's a very, very simple design that they've done with this, and I'm glad, because what they've done is just given us this almost beaded edge all the way around. Good silver presence though. Now size 8 is sold out. We have 5, 6, and 7. 5 is now last call. A dozen left in 6 and 7. The sterling silver goes all the way around. It's really super smooth. Look at this huge piece of turquoise. It's big. Please, 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 when you get this home, and because your ring will not look like any one of these rings. These are mined from the earth. I want you to take this, the receipt that you get home, and I want you to be able to take a picture of that and put this in your safe, in a safe deposit box, wherever, so that when you pass this down, they know, the person that gets this know where it's sourced. Because the only way that you will know where this is sourced, because we have a relationship with the Gemological Institute of America, who says, yes, this is indeed, in fact, from Kingman Mines. The only way you will know that this is from Kingman Mines is if you send it to the GIA and they have to sample it. Please don't do that. This is under $100. It's limited quantities. You're saving $180 on this. And I'm telling you, go to Kingman the website. I was checking out the size of the stones, how much they go per carat. We don't do a carat size for the most part, on our cabochons, our opaque stones. So I don't know the carat weight of this. I just know it's big. I know that this is coming in at 7/8 of an inch by 3/4 of an inch. And then you have the beautiful dome. It's not a flat little skinny piece. And these pieces are mined in rock. So most of turquoise mining is done as a byproduct of copper mining or those kind of metals. And this is kind of that discovery in modern times when you see this beautiful blue against this rock, right? And then to have this kind of gem quality turquoise, this beautiful, just full of character, full of life. And you will have people asking you about your turquoise piece, because these are the turquoise pieces that we don't see a ton of. We see, there's a lot. Then I would consider, as I look at this, I would actually consider this blue. I would not consider this greenish blue, but I haven't seen all the samples. But maybe that one is a little bit of the greenish blue. Can I have that one?
Sure.
Here, I'll give you another one. Okay, here's this one. That one's so pretty. Size 7 sold out. No, I'm looking at all of these, and I'm going with blue. You'll notice that they are all a little bit different shade of blue, but I don't really see a presence of green in there. But how amazing are these stones? Big stones. And when you also, if you're like, you know what, I don't know that I can, I found this guy and he said this was Kingman Turquoise, and he was going to sell it to me for like 25 bucks. Well, how do you know first of all, they connected with the GIA, because I'm going to tell you, if they are connected with the GIA and they have a graduate gemology degree, they are not going to tell you a story. unless it's the true real deal. This is truly a Kingman mine piece. So if you've got some guy, gal who's not associated with them, you don't know if it's real or not, please don't buy it, even if it's $25. Because when I was going through my graduate gemology degree, and I had to do, my final one was Gem ID. I had seen 500 stones just at my house. I had this little kind of setup, and I had my little Inspector Clouseau kind of gadget case that had all my microscopes and all the things that you do to test gems. And I was fooled by turquoise 3 times. I thought it was actually real turquoise, and I would send my test back, and my instructor would say, check that stone again. I'm like, what do you mean? It's a turquoise. I'm looking at all the signs. They said, up your power on your microscope. So I had to up my power all the way up. And what happens is with turquoise, because what they can take is, they could take Kingman turquoise and ground it down into a powder and put it together with resin. But and it looks like a piece like this. But what happens is, if you look at it through a high power microscope, you'll see this, what they call cream of wheat effect. It is so incredibly cool, but you would miss it if you didn't know what you were looking for. And yet you would have been, and then you would take it to get appraised and say, well, this is Kingman, and then they would send it to GIA and they'd say, sorry, it's not Kingman. It's not gonna be worth what a real Kingman piece would be. That's why I say, please, please, please only buy from reputable people who have a relationship with a GIA like we do. This is J329493, limited quantities, under $100 for this big, huge cabochon. It's beautiful, it's bright, that's spider web veining within there. Size 6 now, only a dozen left. You can have this resized. Because all it is high polish around, have it sized maybe 1 or 1.5 sizes up or down, but take it to a jeweler that you know and you trust. J329493, and my golly, here's another thing. You can even take that cabochon out of there, make it a pendant. Why not? Do what you want to do with it. And keep that silver and use the other silver for something else. So just a thought. Oh, another Barbara Bixby piece coming your way now. I don't have, this is not in my side, which I'm kind of bummed about. We only have the 8-inch left to go around. We have one dozen.